The party was in full swing, laughter and music spilling through the halls, glasses clinking and strangers weaving around each other like threads in a tapestry. I spotted her across the room, hair perfectly styled, dress impeccable, her smile wide, but it didn't reach her eyes. I took a deep breath, moving closer, ready to greet her, ready to offer the kind of warmth that comes from a man who loves without hesitation. I opened my arms, a simple gesture, nothing more than a hug, but as I stepped forward, she recoiled. A sharp, audible scream escaped her lips, her voice cutting through the music like glass shattering. "Don't touch me," she said, glaring with an intensity one hadn't seen in years. For a second, the room froze around us. Conversations halted mid-sentence and eyes turned. 100 pairs of strangers saw what I had felt for months. The distance, the coldness, the undeniable wall she had built between us. I stood still, arms lowering slowly, my heart tightening, not with anger, but with the clarity that comes when illusions finally crumble. I had tried, every word, every effort to bridge the gap, to nurture what we once had, but nothing could mask the truth any longer. She walked away, leaving a trail of whispers behind her, the perfume I had once loved now foreign in its scent, like a reminder of every moment she had drifted further from me. And as I watched her blend into the crowd, smiling at others, flirting with someone else, I knew something had shifted irreversibly. The life I had imagined, the family, the plans, the shared dreams, was gone. All I could do now was face the reality she had made clear with one scream, one rejection, and take the steps that would ensure I never ignored my own worth again. That night, I didn't go home immediately. I wandered the streets, the party lights fading behind me, the laughter and music replaced by the quiet hum of the city. Each step echoed in my mind, every detail of her rejection playing like a slow-motion replay. How many times had I ignored the signs? The little dismissals, the eye rolls, the nights she spent pretending to be exhausted while sneaking texts under the covers. I had chalked them up to stress, work, or mood swings, telling myself love required patience. But love didn't make someone flinch from your embrace, didn't make someone scream when all you offered was warmth. By the time I returned home, my mind was made up. I didn't need to plan, to argue, to beg. I needed truth. I sat at the table, letting the silence of the apartment sink in, and I traced the years of planning, of hope, of shared promises that she had dismantled with her indifference. Every memory once filled with laughter now carried the weight of betrayal. And in that moment, a clarity I hadn't felt in years took root. I opened my laptop and began typing, not a letter, not a confrontation, but a plan. Step by step, methodically, calmly. I listed everything I deserved, everything I had given, everything she had taken. I visualized the ending I needed. One where I reclaimed my dignity, where I refused to let manipulation dictate my life. No one else needed to know my strategy, the only audience that mattered was truth itself. And as I drafted the final decisions, the lines between heartbreak and resolve blurred, leaving only one certainty. The marriage we had built would end, not in anger, not in chaos, but in a quiet, decisive act of reclaiming my life. The next morning, I woke with a calm I hadn't felt in months. I didn't wait for her apology, didn't seek permission, didn't linger on what could have been. I called her, voice steady, measured, void of accusation. "It's over," I said simply. No pleading, no yelling, just truth delivered with the weight it deserved. She hesitated, tried to protest, but I didn't flinch. Every word, every excuse she offered bounced off the walls of my resolve. I had seen her clearly now, the illusions were gone, the pretenses stripped away. The marriage didn't collapse with fireworks or screaming, it ended quietly, decisively, like a door closing after years of being propped open. I walked away with my dignity intact, carrying the lessons she had forced upon me, the importance of self-respect, the strength in letting go, the clarity that comes when you refuse to participate in someone else's manipulation. In the days that followed, life regained its rhythm. I no longer waited for approval, no longer doubted my worth. The party, the scream, the rejection, they had been my awakening. And sometimes late at night, when the world is silent, I remember that moment and smile quietly, knowing I chose myself first and nothing, and no one, could ever take that back.